Welcome to Masters of None. Coming up on tonight's show, What's on Our Wish List? The new quarterly segment where we look at gear that we want, need, and just we gotta have. I say quarterly, it's the first time we've done it. It might go rubbish and we might never do it again, so strap in. Also, our picks of the week, as if the whole segment isn't just picks of the week. So welcome to episode 8, What's on Our Wish List? Hello, mate.
All right.
It doesn't feel the same without you here.
I know, but we have color coordinated our backgrounds,
I see.
I think it's a nice touch.
It's almost like we're on brand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I had a thought, and then I thought, no, this isn't the time, so I'll talk about it later.
all right then.
If that's all right with you.
On the stream or off the stream?
On the stream.
Oh, I was going to say it's all.
I'll tell you when I talk about it. I'll tell you that this is the thing that I was going to talk about.
I appreciate that. First off, I would just like to double check because I think this is going to have to be kind of a weekly thing. How's the tooth?
Hurts.
Still?
Yeah, painful.
Oh well. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm on antibiotics, so cheers.
You can't drink vodka on antibiotics.
Well, you can try.
Welcome back to everyone to the stream. I hope you enjoyed last week's. And thank you very much for joining us. I know something's on its way home or something, or it's in the taxi rank or something at the moment. No idea. But yeah, so thanks very much for joining us. Last week was very, very much fun. If you missed it, Chris was here and we set up this whole thing. Have a look at it because it was good. It was a Oh, no, I got it wrong.
Wait, let's do a high five. Ready? Ugh.
My hand's much smaller than... Yeah, it is actually, to be fair. I never realised I had small hands until I first tried on a wedding ring. I was like, are my hands this small? Anyway, enough of my personal problem. Oh, they're tiny.
Just bear with. No, it's fine. You look nice and warm tonight, and I look all cold.
Chilly.
Yeah, never mind. Should we get going? Why are we doing this?
So I thought it'd be a really good... Well, you first kind of came up with the idea and then we kind of ran with it a little bit. And I like this because it's a very, very popular thing on Facebook of what's in my bag, what's in my kit bag, what's in my camera bag. So I thought it'd be... We've talked a lot about the gear that we have, a gear that we use. So I thought it'd be a really good idea to look at you thought it'd be a good idea to look at what's in our wish list. So what do we want in our bag? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I don't know whether anyone... Oh, now we know what the stream is about. This is the time to talk about what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Thank you. We should have that running. There we go. See?
Very, very good.
So if there's anything you think we should take a look at, anything you think that looks pretty good, then drop a link in the comment section. I hope you can put a link in the comment section. If you can't, then just let us know and we'll Google it. Give us
the name. All the links or everything that we're going to be talking about will be on where Chris and I get most of our stuff, which is where everyone gets most of their stuff. Woolworths. No, sorry, it's the online version. It's Amazon. So yeah, and also after the stream, links will be in the description for our wish lists. So Chris's wish list and my wish list, which we will populate from time to time. They will contain affiliate links, but will not cost you any more, but may give us a little bit of a kickback. You got to say that, Chris, because it's legal.
Legal. We've had 2 comments already.
Okay.
2 people from the same household again.
Are they doing it?
So this is Matt. Matt, I have received your email. I have read your email. I haven't replied yet. I will reply. I'll try. If Adam reminds me, I'll reply at the end of this live stream.
He's never going to reply then, really, is he?
I keep seeing it, and I keep thinking I got to reply to that. But
I'll make it.
I apologize. I will.
I'll make a note.
And we got Sophie saying we're pink ladies. Brilliant. Do you want to go first?
I'm happy with that. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. I'm much more excited to see what's in your wish list than what's in mine because I know what's in mine.
I get a feeling that mine's going to be very boring compared to yours. However, this first thing on my wish list is a very, very. We're going in ascending order of price. So I'm starting off with something that I've needed a while because up until
what should be in your wish list, or it should have been a week ago.
Don't ruin it. I've been running a company on 2 SD cards.
Oh, there we go.
I've picked up another 3 this week. 2 there and 1 in a camera because Tesco only had 3 in stock. And with a club card, 18 quid for a 64 gig. Thank you very much for that little top tip, Christoph. We won't be sharing any links to SD cards because, as Chris said to me, and he's right, there are so many fake ones on there on Amazon Marketplace. So, yeah.
And
anyway,
eBay. Don't touch it with a barge pole.
Is it
the main reason I was with Adam last week. We did our stream, and then we thought, well, let's go get some pictures in the garden so that we could we could make the thumbnail like the one you saw tonight with like reactions and stuff.
Oh, we had so much fun doing that.
It was good. We should have live streamed that. That would have been better. But the speed at which the photos saved to the camera made me want to jump off a cliff. Literally, I've never experienced lack of speed more in my life. Made me so angry. So I'm really glad you've got some decent SD cards now. Well done.
Good. Thank you very much. So in that vein, what I next need to get is one of these. So my SD cards don't live anywhere other than in the camera and then in the card reader. With an A7 III, I can show you my A7 III, Chris.
Yeah, why is that, Adam?
That's because I have now joined the APS-C family.
APS-C club! Way! Ding, 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 ding.
However, I did go for the cheapest one that shoots 4K, which is A6300, which is still very, very good. I filmed with it a little bit yesterday.
You look better than last week. I mean, the week before.
Do I?
Much better.
Oh, thanks.
All because of the APS-C.
It's got to be, and it doesn't have a flippy up screen, which really annoys me. But I don't think I've mentioned that to you. Have I mentioned that to you recently?
I think so. Might have done.
Cool. So I think what I need is one of these because not only this is an SD card holder, not only does it have sizes stuff for SD cards, full SDs, it has size. I've just realized it has stuff for small SDs. And if you look at my camera right now, I currently have 2 micro SDs, one from the Osmo Action and one from my DJI Mavic Air that are just sat there because they just don't make their way back anytime soon. So that's the first thing on my wish list. That is £8.59. That's not bad, that is it?
No, that's really good actually for something like that.
Water resistant, shock proof. Loving that.
I mean, you know what is also really good about these? I have one in my hands.
Of course you do.
Look at that. You'll notice. Can you stop your screen for a second?
Yep,
there you go. So, is it going to focus? I hope so. There you go.
Yep,
so you'll notice that this card is the right way up, and these 3 cards are the wrong way up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that means, Adam?
I dare say the one with the label facing you is ready to be used. The other ones have stuff on them.
Yeah, and it's an amazing system. And it means if it's the wrong way up, you know that you have to take something off of it. And it just works really well. So it's a very good way to just make sure you never delete anything that you need.
That reminds me of actually something from the ships, but even more so, air traffic control. Doesn't matter how big their gear gets, how amazing their computer stuff. The minute that an air traffic controller takes control of a plane, as in verbally, they get a piece of paper with the flight number on and where it's coming from, where it's going to, and it never leaves their desk until it's landed. It's simple like that. It doesn't matter how cool you get, does it? It's literally, you've got to, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Top tip. I will take that.
We've got a Facebook user. Unfortunately, we don't have their name. I don't know why StreamYard does this, and it's very annoying, but they say I want a decent wide-angle lens for my S5. Do you know what S5 is?
S5? No. FS5?
If it's FS5, keep watching, because there might be something interesting in tonight's stream for you.
If it's a Galaxy S5, then no.
Yeah, that's not it. Let us know anyway. Let us know who you are, because that would be good. Aha! Panasonic S5. It would be really nice to know who you are, Facebook user.
Yes,
so
please.
just let us know. I'll look into that for you. The one I'm going to be talking about a bit later is for Sony APS-C. I think the Panasonic is Micro Four Thirds.
Most Panasonics are. The Lumix range are definitely Micro Four Thirds. The GH5, GH5S. Yeah, we'll definitely look into that. Christoph, your first wish list.
Oh wait, have you got yours in a shopping basket at the minute? All of them?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
You
don't have to. That's fine. I was just going to let you know that my total for tonight's stream comes to just under £2,000, which I think is quite reserved.
I've blown that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, blown it. Probably
Right.
with an item that you will not be interested in whatsoever.
All right.
You'll sort me out anyway. So your first product, I would like to see.
Oh wait, we have a link. This is me. Oh, can I not click it? Oh, I can't click it. Oh, I'm really unhappy with that.
Whose Facebook is it?
I don't know.
Go on, you tell us what you've got. I'll have a quick look.
Right. Okay. So this is what I want. Is there anything odd about this, Adam?
Alan Coles.
Alan Coles. He's in my Facebook group.
He's in the group.
Hello, Alan. Yeah.
Hello,
Alan. Nice to virtually meet you again. I meet you a few times. So this is what I'm after.
Oh, sorry. Before you go any further, Alan Coles, you're clearly walking and stuff. My wife and I just vlogged the West Island Way. Have a little search for us. I'm definitely going to check you out. Have a search for us. We're called In Our Case. We've probably got about 4 subscribers. In Our Case. Yes, Christoph, that's a really, really good choice of something to get, isn't it? Because everyone needs a magic arm and a clamp. Do you want to know why?
You especially need one.
Definitely. Why is that, Chris?
Because I might have walked off with one of yours when I came to visit, but you packed my bag. It's not my fault.
We were only 1 beer in by the end of the stream last week, and we're like, we need to go and drink because we got a lot of Tyskie. So, just keep it safe, won't you? I know where you live.
I noticed you're not drinking Tyskie now, which means you have finished the rest of them, which is impressive.
Mate, they were gone within a day.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got one of these. I don't know where it is. I've got one of these already. And I think they're the most useful tool ever. Generally, I think they're so good. And the clamp bit, where's the screen? This little bit is amazing. And you can just clamp anything you want, anywhere you want. And they go for peanuts on eBay. They used to be really, really expensive. And now you can get a clamp for about 15 quid. I bought mine brand new for 80 quid. So like they are really, really good value now. You can't really get the magic arm bit cheap, but the clamps.
But why is that?
Why are they so cheap?
No, why would the magic arm be so much more expensive than the clamp itself?
The magic arm is always the expensive bit. The clamp is always just like an add-on.
It's just a vice, isn't it, really?
Yeah, pretty much, but they're just so handy. Hey, look. What? Boom. He's just subbed to you, Adam.
Just in the NC300. Oh, wow. The NC500, the North Coast 500. Because if that's what you're talking about, that's exactly what Emma and I are doing. It's 500 miles all the way around the North Coast and in a bit in Scotland. And we're going to do it in a camper van. Yeah, NC500 looks amazing.
Me and Rich want to do it in a camper too.
we're having a complete different conversation. This is almost like, you know, when you're in a WhatsApp group and you have conversations with different people at different times and you end up offending somebody. Yeah, that's how this is going to go. Yeah, welcome. I will come back to you. Brilliant. Thank you. Okay. Is it my go?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all down to you, mate. Yeah, your turn. Yeah.
Okay. So I've recently had a request from a client, and it's something that I've wanted to get for ages. So my next thing is...
That's the same as the last one.
Oh, am I not? I thought I was sharing the actual whole tab. Was I just sharing a tab? Stop screen sharing. Apologies. Window.
Entertain yourself, people.
Apologies. I want to get one of them.
A green screen, a roll-up green screen.
Well, this is the thing, because you can get so many green screens that they go on like a T-bar, and it's a cloth and all that. And the problem with green screens, two things. Firstly, you need it really, really tight, at least as tight as you can get it. Not quite tight as a tiger, but tight. And also, it needs to be like matte. Now, this is made by Elgato. So Elgato specialize in, you know yourself, like streaming stuff, a lot of capture cards. I think your capture card is an Elgato.
Yeah.
I see it coming up in OBS all the time anyway when you and I connecting. And this, I just think, looks brilliant because it's made for purely streaming, which means it's got to be a good matte finish anyway. It's got to be...
Sorry, I am watching. If I'm looking down here, it's just a bit closer so I can actually look at it. Carry on.
And if you look at that, it looks like it's got the easiest way. It's got some great ratings, 216 ratings, and it's 5 stars. And it just looks like it's like full on like tension. Do you know what I mean? And it's a proper fabric, because I don't know if you know, but especially with green screen, what you want is to be able to light it, because it's got to be lit evenly. It's got to be able to take that light well, and it's got to minimally reflect it back. There's a reason why pink is an accent color that a lot of people use. I don't know if you know this, but in the color wheel, opposite to green is pink, or kind of around there, like the purpley pinks. And one little trick to be able to get a decent key. So say it was a green screen behind me. If that was being lit, there's every chance that the green will be reflecting a little bit on the back of me. And then when you try and key out a little bit, your head starts coming out. What you do with the pink is the pink goes on. It's called on stage where you've got prompt corner and bastard prompt. So it's not prompt. It was referred to as bastard green, I think. So it's the opposite of green. So it'll take away the green from you, so it won't key out when you do it. So yeah, what you want, the beauty of this is because it's a fabric, it's going to reflect less. So yeah, I've had a beauty client get in touch, and what they want to do is they want to achieve what another company have done, and it's a full-on matte background. There's no gradient in it, so it's clearly not been lit. There's literally no banding in there whatsoever. So yeah, I'd love one of them.
Nice. I've always wanted to play with a green screen. Yeah. I remember watching a video that one of my mates made, and it was of this girl climbing out of a TV in their living room, and it was all done with green screen. He just spent the afternoon playing with it, and I thought it was great. But I've literally never ever used a green screen.
No, I don't
think I should have a play.
Well, the thing is, in After Effects, I know you're not a lover of After Effects. You haven't delved into it that much, but After Effects have just updated their rotor brush. So rotoscoping, you familiar with rotoscoping? So rather than green screen, so that's chroma key. So you're keying out a color, whereas rotoscoping, literally, it doesn't look for a color to delete. It looks for a shape to include and to remove, to separate from what's behind it. So that's rotoscoping, and it moves frame by frame. And Adobe are using Sensei to really update it, and it looks brilliant. I just want something decent to be able to play with it as well. So that's definitely on my wish list.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. I like it a lot.
What's next for you, brother?
Well, it's funny that you should have something by Elgato, because I also have something from Elgato. Boom. So
Do you want to tell them or shall I?
You tell him. You tell him.
There's a reason why Chris has this in his wish list.
I really want it.
That's because I've already talked him out of it once before.
I already bought it.
You cancelled the order, didn't you?
Yeah.
Chris and I were talking a while back about budgeting, and I don't. For those who don't know, I hope you're all right in me saying, Chris and his lovely wife Rachel have recently had a lovely little boy who is literally, I could put him on a sandwich. He is so cute. I'd eat him seriously. He was there. He was in the restaurant with us. We went to his first Indian. And I was saying to Chris, you need to stop buying stuff you don't need on Amazon. And that week that I said that, you'd added this to your, you completed the order and you went, yeah, but I need this. I was like, no, cancel the order. Yeah. And you canceled it. So sell it to me.
Okay. So you said earlier that I use an Elgato Cam Link at the minute, which I do. There's one of these already in my computer, and this camera goes from here down via HDMI into my computer and gives me an epic 4K feed from this camera, which I love. It was probably the best purchase I've ever made because it makes he is a little darling, my dad said on the chat. I bet he's a couple of seconds behind because last time he watched, he said that it was lagging for him, so he went a few seconds back. So yeah, I love this thing. It's in my computer. What this one does is it allows me to connect 4 cameras at the same time. So I could have a camera here, I could have a camera above me, a camera over my shoulder, and they all feed into my computer recording in, I think you can have 2 in 4K and 2 in 1080. And then you can drop them into a timeline on Premiere and they would all be in sync. And bringing back the old McDonald's analogy of how much is my time worth, that would save me time and it would up the production quality of my YouTube videos. So I really want one. Hold
on a minute. So in the Elgato software, it records each of those separately?
Yeah.
Oh, that is good, isn't it?
Oh, why didn't I buy it then?
Because you don't need it, Chris. It's a want, not a need.
I'm going to send you a video about this after this stream, and I want you to watch it, and then you'll understand why I just clicked buy.
Can I just double check? You already have a version of this, but not as capable, already in your computer.
Yeah, it's only got one input.
All right, but bearing in mind that
which I can sell for 200 quid, so this would only cost me 100.
I see.
100 quid.
That totally negates the point I was going to raise then.
We've got a question. Carry on.
You've already sent me one capture card to be able to use an actual decent camera. My question was, if you get this, the one in your computer, that'll be surplus to requirements, then, right?
Yeah, I'd sell it.
Nah. You're dead to me.
I'm probably not going to buy it, but I'd like to. We've had a question.
Okay.
Is this better than a better option than something like the A10? Well,
you played with the A10 Mini quite a while back.
I had the A10 Mini Pro.
Yeah.
A10 Mini ISO. The A10 Mini ISO is really good because it can take 4 inputs, but it'll only record in 1080p. So I was getting a bit sick of 1080p and I really wanted to up my game to 4K. So that's why I've set this system as well. And I was also getting annoyed with being my old setup over there. I wanted something really streamlined where I can sit down, film a video, transfer it over, edit the video. Like I never have to leave this chair to make a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. The nice thing about it as well, especially for you guys, is you could have a little controller or you could even control it through MIDI, the Elgato. So you could literally do a live stream and be pressing the buttons with your foot to change the camera angle, which would be pretty fun.
Sorry, what What eventuality are you talking about there? Are you talking about the distance acoustic duo who would be mixing while they're performing?
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, you could do it with a MIDI foot switch. The ATEM you couldn't, but if you had someone else operating it, the ATEM is more suited to a live performance, not a YouTube video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm wondering if that elbow cuff is for Sophie.
Yeah, they're both amazing. If you want to talk to me at length about it, Matt, then I've played with them both a lot. They both work really, really well. Really, really well. It's Adam's catchphrase. But I think they're for slightly different purposes, and I prefer this setup for my needs than the ATEM, but the ATEM might be better for you.
Because it's physical switches rather than...
Yeah, it's all software, but you could set up some triggers to change the camera angle. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Sorry, before we go any further, just need another beer.
Oh, yeah. Adam, is that a new fridge you've got?
Oh, why, yes, it is, Christoph! For those who don't watch my channel, I am predominantly like Chris, like gear reviews and stuff. But I happened, in my boredom during lockdown last year, I happened upon a pinter from a company called The Greater... You can't really see it down here. But yeah, they're The Greater Good. Have a look on my channel, Musing of a Man. And I did a review of Pinter, and it's brilliant. It's fresh, but it's not home brewing. It's fresh brewing at home. And it's so easy. It's not like the old days of like in the bathtub or in a demijohn or all that. It's literally you brew in the thing and then you condition in a fridge and then you just pour it and it's fresh beer. And oh my God, it's so fit. I meant to brew some for you for when you came up, but I didn't have any room in the fridge. But now the Greater Good Fresh Brewing Company have sent me a full fridge. So as a thank you, apparently I'm an ambassador now for them. So yeah, that's cracking. I almost feel guilty drinking a can of Galahad from Aldi from it. I'm currently brewing. Sorry, did I go on a bit there?
Yeah, that's fine though.
Okay,
crack on. What's your next thing in your list? My
next thing. Are we doing the stuff we wouldn't recommend yet, or are we doing it next?
I don't mind.
Okay, I'm gonna pepper this now with something that's not in my wish list. And what I only sprung this on Chris just before the stream started. And this is something that I would not recommend at all. And the proviso is that we've actually had physical use of it. I was sent this and I sent it back. Now, quite often, if it's worth anything, I'll just sell it, which is very naughty to say, but you gotta run your channel. But this is the biggest waste of time I have ever had.
How much is it? I can't see.
This is the meter version, and it's 120 quid. Right. And you can you see what it is. It's a photography. It's a portable photography studio. And let me just I mean, look at that. If you look at image 1, Christoph, that will tell you everything you need to know. Can you imagine rocking up to a client
and something made out of plastic pipe?
Oh my God. Not only that, but look in image 2, it comes out like a nest. You need about 6 million meters laying it all out to get it round. I don't know if you're aware of Amazon Basics do one, and I've used it when I worked for in-house, and it works so much better than this. I think it's around the same price. This was the biggest waste of time. And then it says it's got all these different dimmings. Yeah, that didn't work. And here you can see how you've got the background. I can't really show you on here because when I mouse over this bit here, it kind of shows like the background kind of goes curved like an endless white or something. There's no way of actually attaching that there. So you get all these. The only good thing about it is that these are all vinyl, which I was quite impressed with, but there's still no, look out, like, where is that attached to, mate? Nowhere. I'm not bringing gaffer tape into this. And yeah, it's available in all those sizes, which 100 centimeter, a meter cubed is right because Gino, my cat, spent a lot of time in it. But it's absolutely guff. If you are in the market for something like that, just have a look for Amazon Basics one. It's so much better. It's much heavier, but it's much more robust. And get your own little bits of LEDs in there. Yeah, but the photo light box from Santian is not one I would recommend. Absolute guff.
Have you ever seen the little ones that are like a foot square?
Yeah, we had one when we first started. That's awful as well.
Rachel went through a period of buying them for me from car boot sales. So she kept seeing them at car boot sales and she kept buying them for like 50p or a quid. I ended up with about 3.
Why?
I didn't need them. I didn't want them. I kept telling her they were really bad and not to buy them for me. And she kept buying them. Got no idea. Here we go. Dad saying, got to go as the football is coming home. Yeah, we are very aware that we're going to lose most of our audience.
Yeah.
Due to the football. There's someone else saying got to go because of the football too. Not a problem. Thank you for tuning in.
Anyway. Yeah, if you are leaving, we should have kind of. This will be available to play back on both of our channels once we complete the stream. So if you are wanting to watch, you can always come back. It's fine.
Yeah. But if you're not interested in football, stick around. We should have put that on the post. We should have said, if you're not interested in football, come and watch this instead. Never mind.
We'll help you sleep.
Yeah. Should we? Is it my turn to do my should I do rubbish or should I do
rubbish?
Good?
Do rubbish. No, actually, no. Do a good, and then we can bring your rubbish in a little bit later. Is that all right?
Yeah.
We're so professional. I can see down in the thumbnail that's like currently in the. Okay. I can see what's coming. Oh. What is that?
It's called the Go XR.
It's called the Go XR. That's what it's called.
I've wanted one since it came out. It actually came out 2 years ago, which I didn't realize. And it's what all the big streamers use, and there's a nice gap on my desk where it would fit really nicely. What it does is those sliders can pretty much change any audio within your computer. So you could have it controlling your mic volume, you could have it controlling a specific program, you could have it controlling your speaker sound or your headphone sound. You could have one slider for your speakers, one slider for your headphones. You've got effects in there. It's just incredible. And the software that comes with it is insane as well. Like you've got inbuilt condenser, inbuilt noise gate, inbuilt everything you can possibly imagine, and it just makes audio much easier to deal with. I've been looking at it for ages, but I've never pulled the trigger. If one came available on eBay for a good price, I'd probably buy one.
What's your current audio interface?
I've got the Scarlett TI2, just like you, but yours is newer than mine. Mine's old.
Oh, mine's the Solo.
Is it?
Yeah, I've got the Solo 3rd gen. I understand. I get it. The thing is, I feel such an idiot compared to you, and yet in my circles, I'm the geek that wants stuff that's not really required. However, you trump me every time because what you're showing me there can easily be done with just a couple of other mouse clicks. In it, is it?
No, it's more than that.
So what else is there? So I know you talked about the noise gate, the compressor, and all that. That's the stuff that I'd be really quite interested in. But
let me show you. Let me see if there's a picture of the back of it. Oh, I thought it had more than one mic input, but it doesn't. I can't remember offhand why I wanted it so badly. I just remember that everything is so customizable, and you can get such a good sound out of it. I probably sound like a bit of a dick because
no,
I can't. I remember, like, I just haven't been spending money recently, so I haven't even been looking at these things. Whereas 3 months ago, I looked at this and thought, "Yeah, I want that." It just looks like another cool little toy that would look great on my desk. Let's just finish with that.
But with this newfound mentality, can you, in your heart of hearts, can you justify it?
Not that, no.
Mm.
I do feel like my audio interface is a bit long in the tooth. Like, I've had it for 12 years.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it's lacking, though.
The one thing it is lacking in is latency. So if I want to record over myself, it's pretty much impossible. So I do need something better than that if I ever want to go down that route, which at the moment, not really. It kind of does what I need it to do. You're right.
See, that's the reason why I went for the 3rd gen of the Scarlett, because of the latency issues. And a lot of the reports, like 6 months after the Scarlett came out, the 3rd gen, where a lot of those problems had been addressed. Latency, whenever you're doing anything, even if you've got direct monitoring, if you're wanting to then time to something else that you've already laid, like the bed in the intro, if you've got any kind of even slight margin of latency, so the lagging, the audio coming back to you slightly later, it's so frustrating. It's so hard to work with. So yeah, I get with you with that, but yeah, I understand. But again,
just like it's pretty and it does more stuff. Like, it's more advanced than I am, and I like those kind of things. I like things where I can delve into it and spend a couple of days learning everything that it does. It's like the A10 Mini. I got the A10 Mini and was like, I don't know how this works, but I'm going to learn, so that if anyone ever asks me if I can use one, I know how to do it.
Yeah, I get that. I completely get that. Yeah, it's pretty.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty. They also do a smaller version, which is just the sliders.
How many inputs does that have?
I think that's only got one as well. Look, it all changes color. Look, I like stuff that changes color.
RGB always goes faster. How many? It doesn't show how many inputs there, though.
I think it's only got one, same as the other one.
All right. Okay. Oh, hello. I think there might be a newer Go. Is that newer or newer Go XLR with 4 inputs? So what you're showing. Most good mixing desks can similar stuff too. This is perfectly pitched at streamers, though. Yeah, absolutely. The minute is that Matt at the Distance Duo?
Yeah.
My first thought when I saw that was a mini little Behringer FX mixer that we used to gig in Cyprus with, which was on the top of a rack that we used to bounce into different venues, and that actually had a USB out, and that had 2 XLR ins, maybe 3 XLR. Yeah, there was 3 of us, so 2 XLRs were in, and then one was unbalanced in there in a large jack. But yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind with me, just a normal mixer. But yeah, that is perfectly pitched at streamers. You're absolutely right. I would agree with you there.
And it would work very well for a YouTuber as well. I can't find a version with 4 inputs.
Well, you say as a YouTuber like you, because you record as if you're streaming.
I do. Yeah. So yeah, it would suit my needs brilliantly, but for anyone else, it might be rubbish. But I've been looking
on the fly.
Yeah, I would like some kind of USB mixer instead, or mixing desk instead of a little box with 1 or 2 inputs. I'd just like to be able to adjust it manually, and I like okay, so this is for my hobby instead of for what I do for a job. But when I'm playing my games, I'd like to be able to use a slider to adjust the in-game volume, or adjust my the people talking in my headset, things like that. It's a wish list. I'm not buying it. Stop having a go at me, everybody. I'd love it, but I'm not going to buy it.
Chris, no one is having a go at you. You're in a safe space. Don't forget.
All right.
But I totally get that. And also, when I don't know how much, I know you studied audio.
No, I didn't do very well.
I worked with audio a lot live, very much like the Acoustic Duo. I did the pubs and clubs to pay my way through uni. Then I went and worked on ships, and then I toured around on land, and we teched ourselves when we're on land. So yeah, sliders there, but also you've got your gain pots and you got your EQ as well. So you could then play around with your bass, mid, and treb. So I get that. Hold on, we have a retraction. I thought you were going to read that. Sorry, no, I'm wrong about
That's why I was reading it. I just didn't read it out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mixer as an audio interface. Completely agree. As long as it's got USB. Yeah, cracking. Okay, my go.
You'll go.
We've
only got 20 minutes left, and I've still got 3 items.
God, yeah. Okay. So
a tripod. That's boring.
Well, it's a tripod.
A 3-legged thing. Oh, my friend's got one of these.
I like 3-legged thing. You see, the first thought is to Manfrotto or Benro. I think Benro are the same company, but I'd love to just give a shout out to 3-legged thing because I think they're a UK company. Might be wrong now
as well because I'm pretty sure they are. Benro and Manfrotto aren't the same company though. I don't think.
Who are Benro part of? So I know that anyway. But yeah, 3-legged thing. I really, really like the look of them. Now I do video. I
really like the look of them.
I do. I predominantly do video, but I don't do the whole panning and all that. Now, when I first started, I grabbed myself. I showed you my nice antique Manfrotto fluid head that I use on top of my Manfrotto monopod, but what I use as my main tripod, even though I've got a video tripod, I use the Amazon Basics one with either a ball head on it or the Manfrotto video head. And that's because of the center column. Because most video tripods, you just pull that off for 2 seconds, sorry. Most video tripods, they come like that. And the only way to rise and fall it is literally to go up and down with the legs. And that, when you're already in a space, is really, really frustrating. So I use the Amazon Basics terrible tripod as my default tripod purely because it has this center column where I can get into the space where I need to be in, but then I can adjust the height when I need to. Am I making sense there?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So that
I've never found it an issue personally, but
it does my head in. When you want to go a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and you got to do all 3 legs, does my head in. And in front of a client, you can just look like an idiot. Do you know what I mean? I do a lot of talking heads. You see, a lot of setting up and talking head. So. Yeah, that would be, I'd love one of them. So yeah, that's definitely on my wish list. I'm aware we're running out of time. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't need to rush because we'll rush through them and then we'll be left with 10 minutes left at the end. Right. Shall I show my crappy one?
Yeah, let's have a look at your crappy one.
I feel like this is opening Christmas presents at Christmas.
Yeah, but we've got nothing to take up to our bedrooms and get rid of old stuff.
Yeah. Here we go then. Boom. And you know why this is on here. So when I bought my FS5, I think we've talked about this before, but when I bought my FS5, it came with this lens, and I hated it more than anything in the world. And then I sold the FS5 with this lens, and then about nearly a year ago, I thought, oh, that looks like a good lens, and I accidentally
bought it again.
Yeah. Forgetting that I'd already owned it. I didn't think I'd ever owned it before. And then it arrived and I was like, I used to have one of these. And I hated it. And
why?
It's just so bad. The autofocus is horrific. And I thought that was my FS5 being bad, but I have reason to believe it might have been the lens.
Did you have any other lens to try in the FS5?
Yeah, I tried loads of lenses with it, but the problem with the FS5 was the screen was so terrible that I could never tell whether anything was in focus anyway until I got it on my computer. So that's the reason that went. It wasn't just because of this lens.
But that had SLI out. Did you have anything to did it have
an
SLI?
HDMI out. HDMI out. I use monitors on it, but it never seemed to help my problem. And with the specific version of the lens I had on that was garbage. Like if you zoomed in on somebody, it was just terrible. The one I've got now, I think is a bit better, but it's still not brilliant. And I bought this lens for vlogging because it's 18 millimeters, it's wide, it's image stabilized, it's constant aperture of f4. Yeah. And I vlogged with it quite a lot when I went on a little adventure with one of my mates. And I got back and it was all out of focus. It was always focused on what was behind me. So yeah, it's just not a good lens. So if you're looking for a good zoom lens for your Sony APS-C camera, don't even bother. Like, stick with the kit lens. It's better. I should sell that because I've still got it over there, and I should really sell it because it's 400 quid on there. They go for more than that sometimes.
I'm currently shooting on the 16-50.
Shall I pop it on so you can see how bad it is?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a look.
It might not even look too bad.
Bearing in mind that your focus hasn't been the greatest today when me and you were chatting.
That's
I don't know if
you've got face detection on.
So I got you when you've been putting stuff in front. I got you. Okay.
Has that worked? There we go.
Oh, hello. That needs to be sorted a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh wait, I'm going to zoom in so you can't see all the rubbish on my desk.
Is that why you've purposely got it at like F11? I need some ice out there, brother.
Hold on. We're getting there. There.
Oh. We've got half a nostril.
I mean, we can zoom out a little bit, and it has a bit too close. Yeah, I mean, actually, it doesn't look too bad there at all. It doesn't really make much difference, does it?
I quite like it.
It's just not reliable. That's the problem. Like, it's not a bad lens when it's in focus and when it's working how it's meant to. And now it's working brilliant. Yeah, see, it was quite slow to catch up with me, though. It's quite slow to catch up with my face.
But what's your focus speed settings on your camera? Fast and responsive?
Fast. Yeah.
Have you checked if there's a firmware update?
No, I haven't.
From what I can tell in here, mate, it's tracking you.
I'm putting it back. I'm changing it back. I promise you, I've had really bad experience with this lens. Makes me a very unhappy person.
That's brilliant. Oh, I love it. It's almost like we have two cats. It's almost they always make you look like an idiot. Like, oh yeah, he's going to do this now. Does it 9 times out of 10. The minute you say he's going to do it, doesn't do it. It really, really does your head in because they make you look like an idiot.
It really does your head in.
Really, really does my head in. Hold on. We've got something else. Hold on. Matt, we cleared out under the seats of our van yesterday and found a tiny action cam we lost about 6 years ago. It's called the Canon Lag. Oh my God. Yeah, it is. That's exactly why Canon to this day don't make any more action cameras. I think, that made a loss, did that model. Have you heard of the Lagria?
No, I'm Googling it now.
Awful camera. Honestly,
I can't even find anything about it.
Your seats did you a favor. Let me see if I can find.
It's not. Is it this thing?
The Lagria.
Is it this?
That's the one I was thinking.
Oh, I'd like to have a play with that. That looks like good fun.
Oh, I'll get it over to Chris. He'll make it look absolutely amazing. It'd be like an episode of Kai. You remember on Digital Rev? I used to get a professional photographer. The one that sticks to mind. You get a professional
Philip
photographer.
Bloom.
And yeah. Was it Philip Bloom who had was it the doll?
Doll, yeah.
Brilliant. So there was this doll that you could get in China that in one of the eyes or somewhere in the chest or something, somewhere inappropriate. Anyway, there was a camera lens and an SD card placed somewhere. And he got some cracking shots with that, didn't he? So yeah, I'd love to see yours. My go?
Yeah, your go. Let's see what next you. I want to know what all your stuff so far has been relatively cheap, and I want to know where the expensive stuff comes in.
I currently don't have a V mount.
Is it just a V mount battery? What is it?
It's a V mount battery, and ever since, honestly, this sounds stupid, but ever since I got my first Cobb light, I wanted a V-mount battery to be able to run said Cobb light, the Godox VL150, because it has a V-mount mounting. Since then, I got the ML60 that we used last week as our key light, and that takes Sony NPF. But I still want a V-mount battery, if for no other reason, just to have a lot of power portable on a location, because pretty much everything that we use can be charged or at least powered with some version of a DTAP connector to whatever. So yeah, there's nothing really much to say about it other than the fact that I really, really want a V-mount battery.
Fair. Right, let's move on to mine.
the future, if we do this again, the future wish lists are going to be much more fun. But this was kind of a last minute thing because I thought I really, really want to do this, and I've always wanted a V-mount battery. So I just went, I went all the way down what I've saved to basket and gone, oh yeah, I want that, yeah, I want that. So yeah, that's done.
V-mount batteries are very cool, and I saw an amazingly rigged A7S III with a V-mount on it the other day. I think it might have been Caleb's video, DSLR video shooter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Oh, it was a lovely setup. And also, if you haven't watched it, go and look at his cart. Have you seen his cart that he's made?
No.
He's got a B-roll cart. It came out yesterday, I think, the video. It's sexy.
Yeah.
That's for a different day. This is my next thing. It's another little toy that's going to go on my desk.
I love the look of Loop Deck. They do loads of different little thingies as well that you can link all together to do all different twizzies and all that. I love this. I reached out to them about 6 months ago. I'm still waiting to hear from them.
I don't know whether that's the right company you're thinking of, but not sure. Not sure about that one.
As you were.
So Loop Deck, to my knowledge, make the original Loop Deck. They make the Loop Deck Plus, which is designed for, it's still for the same thing, mainly for Lightroom, but you can actually use it for Premiere as well. And that's actually the first video I ever made was on the Loop Deck Plus or whatever it's called, the second one.
All right.
But did I say it was the first video I'd ever made? It wasn't the first video I ever made.
Was it?
It's the first video I ever made. I didn't finish my sentence. That got serious traction.
Okay.
So that I don't know how many views it's on now, but I remember like within a month or so it was on like 20,000 views, and that was the reason I thought, yeah, I could do something on YouTube. I could be somewhere and do something and make videos about stuff. I don't ever want to own this. Actually, I don't ever want to buy it because people have been less than impressed with it. But I like the look of it. The build quality looks pretty abysmal. I didn't really like the one that I reviewed, but I'd like to have a play with it. And as many people know, and is all over my channel, I love the Shuttle Pro version 2, and this will always be my baby until the version 3 comes out. Yes, very good. But I would just love to have a play with it for a day or a week or something. I'd love to borrow one and just see what it can do. That's the ones. Who are they made by? Palette
Gear, it's called.
Palette Gear, that's the one.
Sorry.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Loop Deck.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That looks. I love the fact that there's deck, because it with the customizable stuff with the little windows and all that, it just screams Stream Deck, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got one of them as well.
Of course you have.
Since I reformatted my computer, though, I haven't even installed the driver. It's covered in dust. But I used to turn my shed lights on and off with it. That's what I used it for.
And now you just use Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa,
no,
turn off gallery.
Anything. That's a horrible thing to do.
Oh, she didn't. You talked over me.
Alexa, stop. Remember, I've got a baby asleep, so you could mess stuff up in the house and you would get murdered. There you go.
I'm going to get it to play Who Let the Dogs Out at full volume.
Oh, God. There is an Alexa in the nursery as well, which is terrifying.
Oh,
Carry on.
Okay. I'm on my last one. 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only got one more as well.
Okay. So it's so funny. We haven't discussed what was in our wish lists, but it's almost like this is in response to your not the last one, but the one before, your lens, because this is always
I know what
been,
this is.
do you?
Yeah, it's got to be the 28 to 75 Tamron 2.8.
No.
Oh, what is this?
This
What is that?
is the 18 to 110 G Master Power Zoom.
That's pretty much exactly what that lens is that I don't like is.
It's a £3,000. Effectively, it's a cine lens. It looks like it's obviously got all the gridding already there to take follow focus. It looks like it's got a manual aperture ring. I just love the look of it. It's also got steady shot in there. It's a stabilized lens. I just love to play with it, and you can tell it's a good one because you've got to put it on a tripod.
You said before the stream that there was one item you thought I would talk you out of. Is it this one?
Yes, it is.
I mean, looks pretty.
Oh my God, son, it looks amazing. And forget about the length of it. Imagine them putting a lens hood on that. How big is that going to be? Look at the matte box. It comes with a matte box, which can then take ND filters.
I can think of about a million better ways to spend £3,000 than on that. I mean, it looks impressive, and I like the little G. That's good. But as a lens, it wouldn't work well on your camera. It wouldn't work well on my camera. It just wouldn't be fun. It would not be a fun experience shooting with that. But, you know, that's what finance is for. Go and get it, mate. Right. If you want it, you buy it. But I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole. Should we do my last one? Because we got 2 minutes left.
Oh God! Wow, sorry.
That's fine. This is. I think it's gone. No, ignore me. I think this is fun. I think we should do this again because I'm always looking at new toys all the time. Yeah. So, yeah, this is good.
I see another lens.
Yeah. This is another lens. This only got released, I think, yesterday.
Oh, I knew it was going to be. Yeah. You mentioned this before.
I told you I was going to put the A7S III in here, but it turns out Amazon don't sell that, so I went for this instead.
Yeah, you Bagsied it, didn't you?
I did Bagsy it.
Now, at full frame, obviously this isn't full frame. You'd expect, even from Tamron, who have literally done amazing things in recent years. You'd expect some form of barrel distortion, but at APS-C, I'm very interested.
I've watched a couple of reviews on it. It looks very impressive. The distortion. Yeah, it looks banging, to be honest. It looks so good. But I didn't realize it was £819 until I started putting these items together. I think £800 spend on a wide angle lens is pointless for me. So I'd like to have a play with it. I'd like to borrow it. I'd like to use it for a day. But if I bought it, it would probably just live in my camera bag, and I would use it very.
The thing is, what's it for? Because the length of 11 to 20, if you're talking pro, and I'm thinking full frame, so actual based on a full frame, 11 to 20, you're looking at landscape or real estate. But on an APS-C, what's 11 to 20 aimed for?
Well, 11 to 20, I guess, is like a 16, 17 mil lens. So 17 to what? 36, 35?
Yeah.
So 17 to 35. That's what it is.
Right.
a 17 to 35 2.8. So a lot of people use a 17 to 35 for wedding photography, things like that, events. I don't know what I was going to say. What was the question? Who is it aimed at? It's aimed at that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you'd use it very much in video, but for photography, 17 to 35 is a beautiful lens. I mean, people use... My problem is I'm not thinking of it like a 17 to 35 because I've been APS-C for such a long time. I think I've got a 16mm prime, not on that camera, but it usually lives on that camera.
Yeah, it does.
That is 5mm wider than that. And I think I've shot in some really tight spaces in my time. And if I had that extra 5mm of range, then it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why I got rid of the Viltrox 85mm and got the Samyang 18mm. And I'm gutted at that because I know right now that what I'm missing in my lens lineup is an 85mm. Fast 85mm, which the Viltrox 2.8 is it?
1.8.
1.8. Yeah, and someone got a hack on it to get it a 1.4. I seem to remember. 1.6. He's always got the numbers as our Chris.
I've done it, so I remember.
Well done. Yeah, I know with 18 I needed it a full frame. So yeah, I get that completely.
So my 16 is my widest lens that I own. And that's the equivalent to a 24mm. So that's as wide as I can ever go.
Wow.
So having something that does 11 to 20 makes sense for me.
It ticks the box, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. I like seeing what you want, and you shocked me. I wasn't expecting your list, to be honest.
What was the biggest shock?
That lens at the end, Jesus Christ.
I think I might have picked that out.
I was not expecting that lens.
I think I picked that out like the first week I ever got the Sony A7 III and thought, what can I get for this?
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I would not be buying that. But yeah, I think I'm quite predictable because I like the same kind of things. I like things that make my life easier.
I wasn't anticipating the loop deck purely because
I don't want to own it though. I just want to see if it's any good, and I'm expecting it to be worse than everyone says, but I just want to play with it. That's all.
If you promise to return it, I'll let you buy it.
I don't want to buy it.
No, okay.
Because then if I bought it, then I'll probably end up keeping it.
If there's anyone watching from Loop Deck,
yeah, please send me one so I can break it and send it back.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to take you up on that after that.
Yeah. Right, let's round it up. Let's finish it off. Let's go watch the football.
Maybe.
There it is. It's coming home.
Is it? Hold on.
I hate football so much. What's the score?
Oh, I don't think so, mate. They're currently 1-0 down.
Brilliant. Right. See you later, everybody. Thank you for watching. We've been Masters of None. You've been the audience. Look at me being like Adam and all professional and stuff. Which button is it?